So Plan B is most concerned about the climate crisis because that's the external reality we all have to deal with, and that influences how we manage all the other crises, and which also produces other crises like displacement and conflict, and is also detrimental to democracy. I think we're at the beginning of the deindustrialization of our mindset, because we've been very specialized into focusing and compartmentalizing reality into different sectors. And now we have to unlearn that and have to understand that there's only one world, there's only one ecosystem. It's gigantic, but we are all humans as a species living on this planet. And how do we do this in times of resource shortages and like pollution, biodiversity loss, and so on? So I think we're still at the beginning of unlearning how we did it before, and we have to find these systemic solutions, and we have to cross over sectors and organizational boundaries and also hierarchies and all these kind of cultural barriers in order to be able to do this. To be honest, I come from the climate movement, and the startup vessel is something new to me. I think more of how can we be focused on a joint problem, and how can we find joint solutions for this, and how can we do this with the urgency that the situation requires. And that's more of an activist approach, but I see there are similarities between an activist approach and an entrepreneurial approach in terms of, okay, there's a problem, how do I tackle it? Let's be very pragmatic and hands-on and find a solution to work over this. And in terms of our mission to how do we make a city climate neutral is a very complex task, which involves the whole city society and all the different people in the city. I think we just have to start doing it and learning it while we are doing it, because nobody has done it before, and that's the situation. Well, I think I'm not an expert in startups, but I understand that a lot of startups have been focusing on making a profit or making a profitable exit. And impact startups have a different mission. They want to have a great impact on the environment or society. And it has also, there are other incentives who drive us, and that is the good we do in the world. So I think it's a very nice tool and a tool set to get people going. I think we need much more than this. I think not everybody can found a startup, and not everybody will be a receiver of a startup product. So I think we need to include the whole of society, and also average citizens, by really giving them easy, accessible solutions which they can implement in their everyday life to make a change. I've been engaged in the climate movement for a couple of years, and I've been trying to influence national politics by protesting on the streets, by creating networks between climate organizations, by running for Congress. And it always felt like there's so many steps until I cannot really touch my impact. And I think the communal level and creating something where you focus on everyday, very easy, accessible actions which are mass reproducible, I can see that I can work directly with people, and I have an opportunity to talk to a lot of different people from various sectors and find common ground with them. So I find this to move into this, okay, let's form an organization, let's be legit, let's be professional about this. Transformation is not a hobby, it needs to be a long-term job, and we also have to develop the toolkit for this and the expertise, and that's a process. So that's why we decided to create an organization and not just be a movement.